Ah, what's going on, y'all? Eric Taylor, Taylor 2, coaching back with another video. Mars in the third house. We're moving, we're in motion with the Mars House series, right? So, what's Mars? You know, the energy, the assertive, aggressive, warrior, soldier, fighter. Yeah, it's a lot, right? Mars is arguments. Mars is the competitive spirit, your willpower, your drive. It's about that action, boss. And a man, right, it's his sex drive. A woman, it's the type of guy she could be sexually attracted to. Mars, it's at home in Aries and Scorpio, exalted in Capricorn, right? That general, Captain. Mars likes to pragmatically and practically conquer the mission. It's going to get it done. Mars is about reaching its goals, right? What's the third house? Come on. T2UC Big 3 Astrology, you're not going to tell me you don't know what the third house is? I know you know. So the third house is our self-efforts, our skills. It's like elementary school, right? Like K through 5. We're talking about your communications, your writing, social media, your younger siblings, right? Journalism. It's your local community, right? Like 50 miles or less. It's cars, buses, trains, your cousins, neighbors, your neighborhood, okay? The third house shows us a lot. So when you put Mars with the third house, you can have journalists, the investigative reporter, right? You could have people that are, you could have people that are very like bossy. It's also the adult relationship with your mother. So you could argue, have some arguments with mom dukes. You're like 25, 30, you might be, getting a little argument with your mom. This makes you very competitive with your siblings, your local community growing up, right? This is sports. Mars is the athlete. So Mars in the third house, you're going to find people who are good at racquetball, tennis, fencing, weaponry, right? Psh, psh, psh. Martial artists. No, seriously though. I mean, these people can be crazy good with their hand skills. Even boxing. Whap, 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 whap. Somebody like a Sugar Ray Leonard, quick hands. You can be you'll be that journalist or reporter that's like, there, like it bombs over Baghdad, right? Like you're there reporting, the bombs just went off and da-da-da-da-da, and you're breaking everything down. That type of person. And it's aggressive communications. So it is also writing. So they can write stories about war and peace and destruction, futuristic, it could be a screenwriter, okay? Or writing for television, right? The cop shows, right? Stephen Bochco, stuff like that. Now, it's opposing the ninth house, right? Trine in the 11th and 7th. So you can be kind of assertive and have arguments with all of your siblings. This can show that you could be good at being a divorce lawyer, right? Because you can deal with contracts and marriage. And it's also squaring, right, the 6th house. Trine in the 7th, but squaring the 6th. So these people could also deal with conflicts and stuff like that. And you're going to find a lot of people with Mars in the 3rd house, they can have arguments with their dad in terms of not wanting to listen to their father's teachings and instructions because it's opposing the 9th house, right? they can definitely get into arguments with their college professors. They'll challenge their professor and be like, nah, that didn't happen. World War II went like this, you know? they'll like, you know, break things down and like, oh, no. Lee Harvey Oswald didn't kill JFK. It was this, that, the mafia, this and that, and this person, Cuba, and you know what I mean? And so it's one of those situations where it's an aggressive type of experience. So remember, Mars is also, when it's opposing the ninth house, it's also publishing. So not only like your father and your professors, but gurus and shamans too, right? Anybody that would teach you. And then even with publishing, right? You could write book. You actually could write books about travel. You know how you get these travel books, or like people talk about, like, oh, when I go to France, I should do this and that. That you could see here, and do very well on social media. You know. So this is, you know, a great placement. I'm not gonna, you know, beat it to death, but I think overall, with Mars in the third house, you're gonna have some people who are on the go, constantly in motion and movement, and they want to be able to communicate their will and their way. They want to get their way, right? You're gonna be very bossy over your siblings. Even if you're the middle child, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're gonna be very bossy. And you're gonna be like, listen, mom said this, dad said that, I'm running the show now. We're having pepperoni pizza tonight, okay? Remember, it's very strategic too. So Mars is gonna have that, you know, very intriguing blog. They could even write about sex, you know? You could see this being someone that even writes or creates stuff for dating apps, you know? Or eating around town, right? Like being on the go and go do this and this and that. The aggressive Uber driver, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot to see here, but like always, I hope you enjoy. You know, comment down below. Tell me about your Mars in the third house. Hopefully you don't beef too much with your neighbors or mom dukes, or, you know, even get into arguments with your professors. You could be a PE teacher in school, in elementary school, okay? Can definitely do that. But this can make you very good, wrestling team, track team, right? For fast running and stuff like that. So definitely look out for that. Mars in the third house is a great placement, okay? All right, so hit me up, taylor2coaching@gmail.com to get a chart reading, and check out taylor2coaching.com. And I just thank you. And Mars in the third house. And Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric is Sunday, March 13th, 1 p.m. Eastern. $12, book it then, lesson, everything, build a community. taylor2coaching@gmail.com. All right, Mars? Later.